who are teaching students how to use it, so they're going to use it with the students in their business sessions, so the game's going to be used as a teaching aid, and it's a really good thing, and basically it's that. And you work your way around, you get in a bottle of wine and a pizza, and you just argue your way around the board by answering questions, winning clients, losing clients. What's really cool about it is you win and lose your clients, then you turn the board over, and it's about how you pay your bills, so it teaches a revenue stream. So if we flip the board over, how am I live now? You win your clients, which then become dollars, and then you can work your way around paying your bills. So you learn about cost of goods, cost of business, cost of people, and profit. Well, it's a really good teaching aid. And I know the ABA, last year we're going to get some shipped over if anybody wants them, so maybe talking to Michael about getting the game, then that would be really useful. It's what we've done today, but in a kind of fun board gamey, cheating, banking, winning, moving around, dice sort of way. And it does work. There's some videos online, and like a lot of things, it just helps have a conversation and make a team meeting a slightly more interesting event, really. So that's cool. So Michael, what am I doing now, Michael? Apparently that's...
Right, we've got some questions.
Oh, good question.
Online, Alison.
Oh, excellent.
This one is from Jason Fraser.
Jason Fraser. Hello, Jason Fraser.
Who is asking, should calls be sent to a main call centre to provide a better service?
Okay, so good question there. So should calls be sent to a main call centre to provide a customer service, better customer service, the use of better? Okay, first caveat on that is whoever answers the phone has to be within your practice belief system and values. They need to be your people. Now, your people know what the practice does, they know the people, they know the values, they know the marketplace, they know what you stand for. So whoever answers the phone has to be on message and on value. If you have many sites, it's logical to have one place where the phone is, which we might call a call centre. What I'm absolutely opposed to is outsourcing to people who don't get what you do. So therefore, yes, call centres can work, but you need to train them and employ them and make them into your team. You can use overflow when the world goes mad, and as long as these people are trained to understand what you do and it's an emergency overflow, then that's something that you could consider for extreme circumstance. However, call centres, yes, as long as it's your people, your values. Logically, this is something that you sit in a call centre for 8-hour shift, you'll go mad. Because the reason you work in a veterinary practice is you want to see the puppies. So you need to do spin shift. 2 hours on the phone, 2 hours doing something else, maybe some admin. So maybe do a couple of days in the phone and a couple of days on front desk. So you get this, patient contact, client contact. So yes, short answer, yes, they can work very well done properly. Call centre done badly is a catastrophe.
Okay. Second question is coming from Karen Tipolius. Who is best to manage your social media accounts?
Who is best to manage your social media accounts? Okay. Number one, whoever owns a business must be the super admin. Whoever is the business owner must be the priority, so you can choose to have people do administration. So you can turn on and off who's doing it. Because if you give your super admin to someone who you employ and you fall out with them, they've got your entire social media footprint and they can just do you in. So you need to make sure you're at the top and you turn on your admins so you can turn them off. So first, it needs to be some control there. The reality of social media is it's just talking. It's just talking through phones and stuff. And people who are good at communicating can take pictures, get the message, must be on values. And therefore, by definition, there's someone who you trust and who knows what you're trying to communicate. The chances are it's not the business owner, and the chances are it's not one of the clinical team because they're busy doing clinical stuff. The chances are it's 2 or 3 people in the customer service team who take it in turns to check all the inbound messaging on social platforms, questions, queries, Facebook, testimonials, 2 or 3 times a day, so you're always on top of it. That's likely to be someone, therefore, who is younger, and you need to give them a framework to which, the kind of language, how we say things, branding the photographs, getting permission for photographs, permission for videos, those kind of things. It is a time-consuming activity, and it needs to be given time to do it properly. So, but under control, just like everything else you manage, you've got to, what are we trying to achieve? We're trying to get word spread, brand out there. Social media is pictorial and video, branded, come and see us. Someone who gets it. It's usually not the clinical team or the business owner, because it's not their familiarity. Yeah.
Another question's come in from Thorne Simpson. 2 parts to this question. Firstly, are wellness plans viable, which of course we have discussed today, and then part 2 is how many are doing this at present?
Okay, so it's one question with two parts. Are wellness plans viable, and if so, how many people are doing it? Okay, yes, wellness plans are viable. Again, it's back to understanding your customer segmentation. So your practice is in this town, this is what your people look like, this is what the creatures they've got, this is how it works, understanding your local target audience. What do they need? For most people, a wellness plan will be helping them budget over time for the things they know they've got to do. So their routine health cares, their vaccines, their parasite controls, stuff they need to do anyway. So that then is, I spend so many dollars, let me spread that over 12 months. You can add some value in, yes, but you're not necessarily discounting. It's about helping budget over time. Do they work? Yes. Are they a good thing? Yes. Revenue protection is probably the biggest single reason. So if someone is working with you in a financial arrangement for good healthcare outcomes, and then they're with you and the sums of money just go, a few dollars go out every month, when a new shiny practice opens, which they will, they're less likely to drift. So it's a revenue protection strategy. How many people have got them? Well, it appears in Australia, not many. Small percentages, probably less than 5%, 10% of the population, people are nodding. The US, equally low, actually. Probably less than 10% of US practices have wellness plans. But in the UK, we're at about 60 to 70% of our wellness plans. The reason we've got them is we're in a hyper-competitive market. So if you don't have a wellness plan, you'll have a new practice this year and people will drift. Revenue protection strategy number one. Get people into your family and keep them, service them well, because once they're just paying the drip, drip, drip money, they're going to come to you for the essentials. So yes, they work. Low level of penetration in Australia and the US, higher in the UK because we've had to. I'm a fan.
Pet insurance, are they involved in the UK?
Pet insurance and wellness plans are separate entities in the UK, but people who commit to planning and budgeting for healthcare outcomes, the people with the wellness plans, our research shows that those people with wellness plans, 80% of those people also have insurance. So the UK is a mature market for insurance, 25-30% penetration of insurance, and wellness plans and insurance do go hand in hand in the mature market. You have the opportunity to possibly put those two together because both insurance and wellness plans it's a young market. But yes, get them. I mean, if you haven't got wellness plans by this time next year, I will probably shout at you.
That's good. That's all that's coming online. Is there any more questions from the audience here? That's good.
Any more questions from you gorgeous, wonderful people?
If we want to get back in contact with you, what's the best way to go about that?
Oh, if you want to get in touch with me, you can email, you can Facebook. Facebook is the on-switch Facebook. You can tweet. You can tweet, twat. Twitter, you can join us. You can ask my lovely colleagues, Debbie, Vicky Roadshow is over there, and Marie. They are able to help you locally with the measuring tools for the phone. But it's a small world, we're a global village. So, I'm just a bit out of time zones, so there might be a time lag. But certainly just ask, join in, and if you'd like us to come back, or like me to come back, which ask these guys, say, yes, bring her back. Give me a job, it'd be marvellous. No, keep in touch, because again on the Facebook there's a lot of activity on there and some nice things, and ask the question. There's a global village of people trying to achieve good patient outcomes, and keep the good guys together. But good question.
Anybody else?
Who's going to win the Ashes? Huh. Yeah, but last year, it'll be us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.